Welcome to our U.S. Briefing Show. Today, we're diving into some intense and fascinating stories. First up, get a rare glimpse inside the White House Situation Room, where President Trump was seen closely monitoring a military strike on Iran's nuclear sites. The photos show a high-stakes environment with top officials all focused on the mission, highlighting the gravity of this bold move. Next, we have a sibling showdown in Florida. Randolph and LaVon Bracy, both seasoned politicians, are competing against each other for a state Senate seat. Their families' deep political roots and passionate campaign battles make this race one to watch, especially with the district being heavily Democratic. Finally, in Texas, a controversial new law now requires all public school classrooms to display the Ten Commandments. Supporters say it's a nod to history, but critics worry about religious freedom and the separation of church and state. This law is stirring quite a debate across the state. Please continue to watch for more detailed stories and updates. The Associated Press offers a rare glimpse inside the White House Situation Room, capturing President Donald Trump during a critical moment when he authorized strikes on Iranian nuclear sites. The photos reveal a tense atmosphere, with Trump intensely focused, wearing his signature "Make America Great Again" hat, surrounded by top military and security officials. The images depict a dynamic scene, Trump pacing the room, listening intently, and engaging with his team as they discuss the operation. The renovated Situation Room, a modernized space with a $50 million upgrade completed in 2023, provides a stark contrast to its earlier iterations, emphasizing the importance of this high-stakes decision-making environment. The photos also include key figures like Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, highlighting the gravity of the moment and the close-knit nature of the national security team. Yahoo US narrates a compelling sibling rivalry unfolding in Orlando, Florida, where Randolph Bracy and LaVon Bracy Davis are vying for a state Senate seat, adding a personal and political drama to the upcoming election. Both candidates bring significant legislative experience, Bracy as a former state senator and Bracy Davis as a former state representative, while their family history deepens the intrigue. Their mother, LaVon Wright Bracy, a civil rights activist, has endorsed her daughter over her son, illustrating the complex web of family loyalties and political allegiances. The race is further complicated by the presence of notable opponents like Alan Grayson, a former congressman known for his fiery rhetoric, and the district's Democratic dominance, where the winner will face Republican Willie Montague in the general election. This contest underscores the interplay of personal history, political legacy, and community engagement shaping local politics. Yahoo US also reports on Texas's controversial new law requiring the posting of the Ten Commandments in every public school classroom, a move that amplifies the ongoing debate over religion's role in public education. Governor Greg Abbott signed the legislation, making Texas the largest state to mandate such displays, despite legal challenges from critics who argue it violates the separation of church and state. The law demands that schools display a specific version of the commandments, even as interpretations vary across faiths and denominations. Supporters contend that the commandments form a foundational element of American judicial and educational history, while opponents, faith leaders and civil rights advocates, warn that the law could infringe on religious freedoms for students of diverse backgrounds. Similar laws in Louisiana and Arkansas have already faced legal setbacks, highlighting the contentious and evolving legal landscape surrounding religion in public institutions. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation vividly depicts a tense standoff between President Donald Trump and Ayatollah Khamenei, emphasizing the stark contrast in their military capabilities and strategic positions. Trump, backed by the mightiest military in history and Israel's formidable forces, has launched a direct assault on Iran's nuclear sites, including the heavily fortified Fordow facility, claiming a spectacular victory. Meanwhile, Khamenei, cloaked in paranoia and hiding, relies on Iran's Revolutionary Guard and a network of proxies, Shia militias in Iraq and Syria, Houthis in Yemen, Hamas in Gaza, and Hezbollah in Lebanon, though many of these groups are now weakened. The article underscores the high stakes, with Khamenei's survival hanging in the balance, while Iran's allies and proxies are poised for retaliation, especially in Iraq and potentially against U.S. and Israeli targets worldwide, as Iran's leadership grapples with the threat of overwhelming American military power. Nikkei Asia provides a detailed account of the U.S. military's bold strikes on Iran's nuclear infrastructure, marking America's first direct involvement in the escalating conflict sparked by Israel's surprise attack on Iran's nuclear facilities. President Trump proudly announces the destruction of key sites like Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan, framing the operation as a decisive blow to Iran's nuclear ambitions and warning Tehran to seek peace or face greater destruction. The narrative highlights the strategic use of U.S. stealth bombers, such as the B-2, capable of penetrating deep underground bunkers, signaling a new phase in the conflict. The article also touches on Iran's warnings that U.S. involvement could ignite regional chaos, and it examines the broader geopolitical implications, including the potential for Iran to conceal its nuclear stockpiles and the risk of prolonged conflict undermining diplomatic efforts. Foreign policy offers a sobering reflection on the aftermath of Trump's military strikes, emphasizing the uncertain future of Iran and the broader Middle East. While the destruction of Iran's nuclear facilities may delay its nuclear program, analysts caution that Iran's resilient scientists, hidden stockpiles, and the Revolutionary Guard's influence could enable Tehran to rebuild swiftly. The article warns that Trump's aggressive approach might erode diplomatic trust, making future negotiations more difficult and risking wider regional instability. It recognizes the military success as a short-term victory but questions whether it will lead to lasting peace, especially as Iran's leadership, including Khamenei, remains determined to respond, potentially with proxy attacks or retaliatory strikes, while the U.S. faces the challenge of balancing military action with strategic restraint in a volatile geopolitical landscape. According to Yahoo US, President Donald Trump's decision to carry out U.S. airstrikes on 3 Iranian nuclear sites, including Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan, was met with immediate praise from many Republican lawmakers. Senators Lindsey Graham, John Cornyn, and Katie Britt commended the strikes as courageous and precise, emphasizing the importance of eliminating what they see as an existential threat posed by Iran. Senate Armed Services Committee Chairman Roger Wicker described Trump's actions as a deliberate and correct move to neutralize Iran's regime, framing it as a necessary step to safeguard American and allied security. Even some Democrats, like Senator John Fetterman, expressed support, citing Iran's role as a leading sponsor of terrorism and its nuclear ambitions. However, there was notable dissent among Republicans, such as Representative Thomas Massie, who questioned the constitutionality of the military action. The debate underscored a rare bipartisan consensus on the need for congressional approval before engaging in significant military operations against Iran, highlighting the complex political landscape surrounding the strikes. The Associated Press reports that Trump's decision to target Iran's nuclear infrastructure aims to deliver a decisive blow to a weakened Tehran while avoiding a broader regional conflict. The strikes targeted heavily fortified underground facilities, with Trump claiming that a full payload of bombs was dropped, and praised the American military's precision and strength. The move follows weeks of Israeli strikes on Iran's air defenses and nuclear sites, which have already damaged Tehran's capabilities. Trump's gamble hinges on the hope that direct U.S. involvement will significantly set back Iran's nuclear ambitions, especially with Israel's offensive having already compromised some of Iran's defenses. His administration has expressed confidence that the use of advanced bunkerbuster bombs, delivered by stealth bombers, could destroy deeply buried nuclear sites, although the full extent of damage remains uncertain. This military action marks a shift from Trump's previous diplomatic efforts and promises to reshape the ongoing confrontation with Iran, raising questions about whether this will be a limited strike or the beginning of a larger campaign. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Got a book so big and bright, open it and take a flight. Learn about the stars and see, everything is here for me. Flip the pages one by one, knowledge under the sun. From dinosaurs to galaxies, a world of having fun all day. From A to Z, let's see. Curious minds run free, yeah. Jump into the pages deep, secrets that you want to keep. Time will fly and you will find magic lies in every line. To run free line, every line's run free. Animals and history, science full of mystery.